Welcome to a macro view, where we take an in-depth look at Roll20 macros and break them down in an attempt to make you a better macro maker. Thanks for joining me. My name is Jim. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. This video is Magic Missile. So let's look at the spell first. This is for sorcerers and wizards. 120 foot range, one action, creature of your choice that you can see within range. You create 3 glowing darts of magical force. Each dart hits a creature. So it's a nice spell on that it's an automatic hit. Each dart hits a creature of your choice that you can see within range. A dart deals 1d4 plus 1 force damage to its target. The darts all strike simultaneously, and you can direct them to hit one creature or several creatures. When you cast a spell using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher, the spell creates 1 more dart for each slot above 1st level. So let's build it. So we're going to have 2 options here. We're going to have basically 2 macros. I refer to them as MMST and MMMT, which is Magic Missile Single Target and Magic Missile Multiple Targets, or you could abbreviate it something else. The nice thing about abbreviations, remember, when you put it on your buttons at the bottom, the shorter the name, the better, because you get more buttons if you have short names. And so if you abbreviate them that way, then like if I went here and I said Magic Missile Single Target, save. Oh, that's in alphabetical order. Sorry, I have so many supplementals loaded. Here it is right here, MMST right there. So if I were to do, let's say I renamed this Magic Missile spell it right, Jim. Single target. Or even let's just say single ST. Save changes. Look at how much more real estate it takes up than if I abbreviate it. So anyway, that's how I abbreviate them. So let's build the single target macro first. Okay, so we're going to go with always at template default. Oops. And we're going to name it equals magic, and I call this one missiles because you're combining all the missiles into 1 damage. Okay, and now we're going to start the first row. So like the last couple of videos, we're going to ask the player what level he wants to cast this at, because you get 3 levels at level 1, or 3 darts at level 1, and each successive level after that you could add a dart. So level 2 would be 4 darts, level 3 would be 5 darts, level 4 would be 6 darts, etc., etc. So the first thing we'll do is we're going to ask him a question, and that is brace cast at level pipe. And now we're going to go level 1, comma, pipe. And these are our options. So here's what we're going to ask them, and then we're going to put in all of our options. Now, I'm just going to speed this up because 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I take the last pipe off and end the question or the query, and then we're going to use 2 to end the row. So these 2 correspond to these 2, and this one corresponds to this one. Okay, so now we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And to make this easier, we're going to do it this way. We're going to go here, Now when you're doing a query like this with the question mark, it does allow you to do multiple rows like this, which is weird. It doesn't on other stuff. But so now let's just put in a value just so we make sure it's working right. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to ask them a question, what level you want to cast it at. If they pick level 2, it's just the system's going to return a 2 and appropriately. So let's run this. So level 1, we get magic missiles right here. That's the name. And it returned a 1 because they selected level 1 and the system returned a level 1. So let's run it at level 4. And it returns a 4. Let's do level 8. Okay, there you go. Now, all these macros that have options, obviously, if you're a level 7 character, you can't cast level 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spells. They're just here to allow this macro for you to grow into it. Once you create the macro, it'll take you from level 1 all the way to 20. You never have to touch it again. So that's a real advantage of making a macro like this. Okay, so now what happens when they pick this for real? So level 1, we're going to get, at level 1, you get 3 darts. Each one does 1d4 plus 1 damage. So we're going to do 3 darts do, whoops, how about another one instead of a 0? Now we're going to do a roll. It has to be in brackets. Do 3d4 plus 3 damage. Okay? So 3 darts do 3d4 because each dart does 1d4. So we're going to roll 3 dice. And then we get to add 1 for each dice. So that's 3. So 3d4 plus 3. So let's run it. See what happens at level 1. Three darts do 8 damage, and you can see it's a 3d4 plus 3. It rolled a 3 and a 1 and a 1. Not good. Plus a 3 for a result of 8. Okay? And that is, we're just going to take this, and we're going to copy this. Then we're going to paste it. Oops. Okay, so we have 3 darts at level 1. So this is going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, so if you cast at level 1, you get 3 darts. Level 2, you get 4 darts. Level 5, you get, or 3, you get 5 darts, etc., etc. And then we're going to increase this by 1 die, so 4d4, and then you get 1 more force damage because you're rolling 4 dice instead of 3. I'm sorry. That's a 4. So now we're going to go 5d4 plus 5. Let's just do this. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then we're going to go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So hopefully that makes sense. If you cast at level 2, you get 4 darts. So it's going to roll 4d4. Plus you get 1 force damage for each dart. So that's 4. There's always going to be 4. If you want to read this a little better. And as in all these macros, if you want to build them and learn yourself, feel free to pause and type as you're going. So now this should work correctly. So we're asking them what level you want to cast it at. If they select level 1, then that's going to say 3 darts do, and it's going to roll 3 die 4 plus 3 damage, and then appropriate for the rest. So let's go with running it, and let's run it at level 2. 4 darts, which is correct because at level 4 you get 4 darts, or level 2 you get 4 darts. So it should be 4 die 4 plus 4. 4 die 4 plus 4. He rolled a 4, a 4, a 1, and a 1. Oh, how ironic is that? Plus the 4 force damage. So all four darts combined do 14 damage. So let's run level 4. Okay, so if we look over here at level 4, we should have 6 darts, and it should do 6 die 4 plus 6. So if we hover over it, it does 6 die 4 plus 6. And you rolled a 2, 3, 3, 3, 1, and a 4, and added 6 to it for a result of 22. So this is a single target magic missile macro. Again, it will, you can use it from level 1 all the way to level 20. You never have to change the spell again. I don't know if there are features or abilities based on classes that will modify this spell, like the life domain does for healing for a cleric at a life domain level. Gets extra healing, so we've incorporated that into the last 2 healing spells. So that's the single target magic missile. And again, I would, when you create the macro, I would abbreviate it just because you want your buttons on the bottom to be short. You can abbreviate it however you want. Okay, that was the short one. Now is the Mongo one. So now we're going to look at what do we want to do if we want to use separate targets. Well, let's say you know that a target has been hit a lot and doesn't have a lot of life left. We use in our group, we use bloodied from 4E, which means that when a character gets to 50% of its health, I mark it as being bloodied, meaning that they know it's half dead or more. And so if they know it's bloodied, maybe he's going to cast it at level 5, which gives him 7 darts, and he wants to cast them separately to see if, the first 3 will kill it, and then he can use the 4 on another character. So this is magic missiles multiple targets. So I abbreviate it as just 4M, which is the 4 M's. Magic missile multiple missiles, or MMMT, magic missile multiple targets. Again, we abbreviate for just to make these buttons short, but you can name it whatever you want. So we're going to do the same exact thing here all the way through. We're just going to use this as a basis. Whoops. To start with. So we want to, I'm going to call this magic missile just to make it different. And we're going to ask them what they want to cast it at. Again, level 1 through level 9. Level 9 is the highest level you can cast, so that's why there's only 9 options. And we are not going to do this. Whoops. Get rid of these. Sorry, I should have done this ahead of time. Okay. So now what are we going to do at level 1? Well, we need 3 missiles. Okay. So we're going to do level 1. So that tells you what you're casting it at. All right. And we're going to go missile. And then we're going to go 1 does 1 die 4 plus 1 damage. Okay. And then we're going to go. So we don't want to end the pipe yet because we're still working on level 1. The pipe says we're going to move to level 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this. And this is very lengthy, but again, the advantage of macros is if you build them and you copy and paste them in, who cares? It could be 1,000 lines long. It doesn't make any difference if it saves you time. And so the advantage is I've already built these and put them in the description. So if you want to use it, you can copy and paste. You don't have to go through this. I'm just showing you how to do it so you understand. So we're going to say missile 2 and missile 3. So that's what happens if they select level 1. So let's try it and see what happens. Level 1. So there you go. Level 1. It's being cast at level 1. Missile 1 does 4. Missile 2 does 3. Missile 3 does 5 damage. Okay, so that's breaking that up into multiple missiles. So then you think, well, how do you do it if it's more missiles than that? You can't just add 1 from level 2. You have to have them all. So here's where we do a whole bunch of copy and pasting. And we're going to do it like this. And I'm going to do a couple, and then I'm just going to copy and paste the whole macro in here so you can see it. That's what we're going to do. See, missile 2, you're going to add 1 more to it. Missile 3, you're going to add 1 more to it. So let's do this. And there's 5 missiles. So all you're doing is you're saying level 1, you're going to use 3 missiles. Level 2, you're going to use 4 missiles. Level 3, you're going to use 5 missiles, etc., etc., etc. So let's try it now. And we'll do it level 2. Oops. I didn't pick 2. Let's do level 2. Oops, I didn't put level 2. And you can modify these a little bit if you want. I mean, you don't have to do it exactly like I do, you know, with the dots, or you want it to say something different, that's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect like mine. It's just an example. Let's do level 3. Level 3, missile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, 3. So let's say you're casting at somebody and the first 2 missiles kill it. 8 damage kills it. And then you're going to say, okay, I want the last 3 missiles to hit a different target. So that's why we do separate. So what I'm going to do is I already have the macro created. I'm going to, it seems daunting, but so now let's go here. All right, so that's what the macro looks like. Let's make this a little bit taller. So what we're saying is at level 1, you get 3 missiles, it's gonna roll them all separately. Level 2, you get 4, and it's gonna roll them all separately. Then 5, and then 6, and then 7, then 8, and then 9. You get 10 at level 8, you get 11 at level 9. So let's run this at level 9, which is the maximum. I copied and pasted this, so it's not asking the question right. Oh, I think I have to have this up here. Not mistaken. Try that. Yep. Okay, so we're going to go level 9. All right, let me do this so we can clear the log. Level 9. There you go. Missile 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Because that's the maximum number of missiles you could do. So Is it lengthy? Yes. Is there lots of rows? Yes. But there might be conditions where somebody wants to use that. Works great at lower levels. You know, you're only dealing with 2, 3, 4 missiles. Obviously, when you get to that high, there may be a reason to do that. I just want to give you the option to do that. I will put these both in the description below, and hopefully, you know, feel free to modify it. Hopefully, it's taught you a little bit something different about a macro. Appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.